work today, guys. Gotta get some more tiling done today. Gotta go get the hose for the dozer, get it back on, get that job finished up too. Maybe I'll try to do it this afternoon. We'll have to see how things go over here at the tiling job today, this morning. So we'll see if the backhoe's over here. So checking these terraces that was off this way. The guy didn't think there was intakes in it, but there's intakes in it, so that's good. And they're spaced about right, 120 feet, so we're gonna go with that. I've got this hall over here that they wanted intakes put in, flagged out. Basically, I'll wrap narrow base terraces around the hill here on this one. They'll go out around that hill there. And this one up here will go across over to this terrace over here and then around the hill out there and in. So we're gonna run an 8-inch line up here for a ways to make sure that we can, whatever we cut coming up here, we can hook in without any changing any volume. Estimates that are already on it, or there's all there is, I think, is there's 3 intakes that are on this line. There must be a line that goes down on this side of the waterway, so more next year. So we'll get the machine fired up and get the going here in a little bit. So hey guys, we're getting started here. We're gonna go ahead and fire up the trencher and get the GPS stuff set up, but we got the customer's gonna come. It's been a few weeks since we met at this job, so we're just gonna kind of go over everything again and see if there's any changes that they want done. So they'll be here in just a few minutes and get that ironed out and go from there. So just try to get everything going here. It's really not too bad today. It's already 43 degrees, so it feels like summer again. So try out the old straight stack. Somebody's gonna hear that from miles away today. You remember we had to change the muffler out. So sounds a little different now. Really, in the cab though, it doesn't make much difference. It must be diverting it away enough that it's actually not too bad. But you get out here, you can really hear the roar. Ready to put some tile in, guys. Up this waterway. needs to go. I'll just tie into this one. We'll run 8 here for a ways. That way we've got a line to tie into later, so too. I think we're going to cut some other intake lines, so nothing major, like 3 intakes alone. I hope that's all we're going to cut to the south. Everything to the south, nothing to the north, I'm hoping, since we're going to be on the south side of the waterway. First dig of the day. Starting it out here. Get it fed down in there so we can put the outlet on it. It's a little wet in that one. This one's going to be running water before we get started very far. Firestones on the old backhoe. Okay guys, we ran into a slight problem. We have to go take care of it here. Some buried trap. Buried line, I'm assuming it's from the well. since this has already been one called and nobody flagged anything out, so. And we're not supposed to worry about anything from the well because they do not use it any longer, so. Onward we go. That stuff just jams up the cutting bits on the trencher and won't let it dig as good as it should, so gotta get that stuff off of there. Sometimes tile will do something similar. I'm assuming this is the line that goes up to all those intakes, probably. Digging on up, guys. Right there is usually what happens to those Hickenbottom intakes. They get sawed off and drug all over the field. That one's made it down to here. I'm gonna try to keep everything lined up the best we can. That is the nice thing about the GPS is I can measure down. Measure a line, and I'm going to bring that up. The line feature down here is going to tell me how many feet that I back up here, down to 40 feet, 50 feet, 60 feet, 70 feet, 80 feet, 90 feet, 100, right here on this row right here. We're at 120 feet. Turn the measure off, go back to the trenching. I'm going to pull back up here and straddle this flag so I can back my track. And this stairs here will just be a small, like a cross between the reverse grass backs and the broad base that I've been doing. Survey. I'm going to record this section. Make sure my stuff's all the way up. I'm going to push OK. I'm going to back over this flag. I think I'm going to turn and come up more up the middle here. If we decide to add another terrace to this, we won't have to do anything but backhoe an intake into it for next year. we got done. Well, yeah, for the most part, we got the tile put in. Got to finish up some connections. But we decided to come over here, and we got the hose for the dozer. Try to get it put on. I don't know how cold it's supposed to be in the morning, but I'd rather do the mechanicing when it's warmer and the running one's colder. So we'll see if we can get this done up for tonight. Do you have an impact? Yeah, it's in the impact. The little one. The little one. Yeah, the big one's in there. You can try the little one. It'll take. We gotta take all 4 of those bolts off. Are you? Yeah, it's this hose. It's the top hose. Okay. They're in here. They're right here, bud. Find it. It's already on the deal. Here. I got a few more trees I'd like to get out. Like I say, this is a pasture that we rent, and they allotted us some money to try to gain some pasture back. So I am going to try to get some of that done so we can have some acres back. So, there's still going to be some trees in the ditches, but at least most of the clearings will be open. So, go see if I can get the truck started and take it up home.